those of you that don't know me, my name's John Eagle Sr. and I'm the Tribal Historic Preservation Officer for the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe. I want to tell you, Wopala Tampa Chichialo. For all of those of you who travel long ways to stand with the Hunkpapa. I'm going to share something with you that we normally don't talk about. This spring we held ceremony. The Hunkpapa gathered to pray about what we should do in regards to this pipeline. During that ceremony, the ancestors said they already knew what we were facing. The ancestors also reminded us that a man from here, Yaoshlate Oyate, faced similar odds and was victorious because the Ocheti Shakowe stood together and they believed in our Chanupa. For those of you that know our history, you know they were talking about Battle of the Greasy Grass. We're the only nation in this country to have defeated the United States Army armed conflict. But they told us in ceremony, 4 were chosen. There were 4 men given Pajuta to carry, to speak for our people and to pray for our people. Spirits told us they didn't want us to go to jail. They reminded us, believe in that Chanupa. A few nights ago in the Kichikahaska community, we had ceremony again. Because those 4 men wanted to ask for direction. And again, the Spirit said, we know what you're up against. But there's a woaka on the land. I'm not going to translate that. But for those that you understand, they said there's a woaka on the land from long ago. And they said, the Hewana, they're here with us. They said that we have that ability to call out to them and to ask them for their help. And again, they reminded us that the Ocheti Shakowe needs to stand together. That the Ocheti Shakowe needs to remember our Chanupa and believe in those prayers. Mish, I sat here for 3 days watching over you. Served the United States Army. I don't tell people that. That Akichita inside me made me sit here and watch over you. Because I didn't want to have happen what just happened here. These are not the enemy. They're North Dakotans just like us, from the Dakotas. That enemy is United States Army Corps of Engineers. Standing Rock Sioux Tribe struck coup on them. Fired a lawsuit on behalf of our children, our grandchildren, and those not yet born. Kikseapo, Tokata we choichagiki, hena wachiniapi. Kikseapo, Yokchapo. We've been working. Misha, I'm not a protester, but I'm not afraid to speak out. I'm not a demonstrator, but I'm not afraid to stand my ground. And I'm not a militant, but I'm military trained. The Lakota people were a peaceful people. But some of the fiercest warriors on the planet went provoked. This isn't our way to be yelling insults. That's not our way. Not the way of that warrior. That call went out. Toin Waaki, Phyllis Young, when Dapo came to our land and told us this was a done deal, that call went out to our warriors. They're here, but they're not in front of cameras. We're watching over you. But you have to have courage in your heart. You have to believe in Tukashla. We're not alone. We've seen recent weather events for the believers. We've seen Wakia Oyate come. And we're not today. Shum Waka Oyate came. 4 years ago, Patea Oyate surfaced by Wakpashicha. We're not alone. But remember that some of these patrolmen and officers that are here don't like this either. It's an energy company out of Texas that's here. There was a rumor that erupted which caused me to get out of my vehicle. And that rumor was that human remains were found. That's why I got out of my vehicle. And I came to talk to these officers. Identified who I was, and they got me in touch with who I needed to speak to. We've gone up there to look at the site where they had scraped the surface. They're building an access road. They have that right to be here, unfortunately. This is called PCN 4. You cross this barrier, you're trespassing. But Kiksiapo, that's what we're fighting in court. We're asserting ourselves not only for our exterior boundaries, because those of you like me that carry our tribal IDs, this says I come from POW Camp 302. We gotta quit letting mainstream society define who we are as Lakota people. Ilkchapo, Malakota. And I'm standing with my relatives today. You put courage in my heart. But I got to remind you what the ancestors said is believe in that prayer. Believe in that chanupa. That's what we got to think about.